from the outside. It's not on my patch.
Oh, is my hair all right? I can never do anything with it.
Hey, look, there's Mr. Williams over there. Now, I've done his office lots of times. He's ever so untidy. You have to find his desk before you can polish it.
Oh, I wish we hadn't come. I'm sure they're all looking at us.
Who's going to look at you? That's what my mum used to say. Who's looking at you anyway?
Good evening, ladies.
Oh, good evening.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Oh, I think it's lovely.
My name is Lincoln.
No, thank you. Well, if you'll excuse us, there are one or two people we must speak to.
Oh, yes, I'm sure it's a very busy evening for you.
You enjoy the rest of the evening.
Oh, we're used to those.
How's the golf coming along, Peter?
That depends which hole you're talking about.
Yes, it's like that, isn't it? Mind you, I don't think it ever changes. Golf is just an infuriating game, full stop. You think you've cracked it, and the next time you go out, it's a complete disaster.
But are you still playing?
No, not as much as I'd like to. You have to play regularly to be any good, and I just get frustrated when I can't hit my game right.
Well, yes, I mean, Anne's a good secretary, but, well, this was really beyond her. So Charles offered my services.
Well, I don't like to keep it all to myself.
What's about the new appointment?
She doesn't start officially for 2 weeks, but she is here tonight practicing her social duties.
Chance for James to show off his new trophy.
Yes, but hardly a trophy. You're supposed to fight for a trophy, and she wasn't given any choice, was she?
I can honestly imagine her putting up the fight anyway. Most women I know would give their back teeth to her big personal assistant, President James Howard.
Well, that's because they don't know him very well. Believe me, the public charm melts very quickly. Oh,
Good
Chuck,
evening.
James, how are you?
Have you all met Rachel Rose, my new PA?
Hello, Rachel. I think we could say we know each other quite well.
We've had a fair bit of contact, I'd say.
Rachel and I had wonderful discussions when she was working at the Foreign Office. But you've changed sides now, Rachel. I shall miss our little sparring matches.
Oh, so shall I. Have you recovered? You looked exhausted last time I saw you at the house. And it was quite some achievement to get the act through as quickly as you did.
Well, time was running out, and if we hadn't have got it through that session, we would have been in real trouble. Mind you, Daniel did well for me.
Do you feel that the
Not now, Rachel, if you'd excuse us. I'd like to come meet John and Frank Dobson.
Who's going to have her knuckles wrapped in the morning?
Oh, I like a man who's authoritative.
That's not a man, that's a machine. Logical, efficient, and totally pre-programmed. I shouldn't think James Howard's had a rash moment in his entire life.
Whereas I am a man of impulse, flair, and imagination.
And we're on duty. I think we need to circulate.
See, I told you you'd be all right, didn't I? You've had a nice time, haven't you? Go on, you have, haven't you?
Yes, it has been lovely. But do you think we're meant to stay for the cabaret?
Oh, my invitation says carriages at 1. It's only 11:30, so I'm saying, here, we could have another volleyball.
This was her idea.
I feel so humiliated.
So?
So I didn't like it. So I felt like walking out. I felt like punching him on the nose.
You know, that's not a very good idea, Rachel. Assaulting the president, I'm sure it amounts to treason. In any case, it's bound to be a hangable offence.
Be serious for a minute, Dad.
Sorry, I'm listening really.
And so is everyone else, probably.
Yes.
I just feel trapped. This has happened at the worst time for me. Things were going so well at the department. I had finally begun to make my voice heard. And now, I've been taken out. I am useless where I am now.
Oh, Rachel, how can you possibly say that? You'll be closer to the president than anyone else.
Physically, maybe. And I've yet to discover exactly how personal the president expects his assistant to be. And I might not get much say in that either. I wouldn't be surprised if his sex life is programmed along with the rest of it. I just feel it's a hopeless situation. I have worked so hard to get where I have. I've had to work even harder because...
Because of me?
Yes, because of you. I had to prove what I was despite being who I was. And I did it, Dad. People listened to me, not because I was your daughter, but because they respected me. And now I'm back to square one. I'm not only your daughter, I'm James Howard's ventriloquist dummy as well. I have no voice of my own.
Well, you could have fooled me the way you've been ranting and raving for the past 5 minutes.
But Dad, you...
No, you hold on. It's your turn to listen to me for a minute. As I was saying, you'll be closer to the president than, well, anyone else. James Howard is no one's fool, but even he is only as wise and as strong as the people around him allow him to be. Being told what is true is not the same as being told the whole truth. All the information we receive is selected information. That's true for everyone, including James Howard. He needs as many eyes and ears around him as he can get, because in the end, he makes the decisions.
But that's my point. I shall be so isolated, so cut off, there will be no information to pass on. And even if there were...
Go on.
It's a different game, and I don't know the rules.
You learn then.
And who do you think is going to teach me? Do you think the Charles Lloyds or the John Dobsons of this world will take time out to teach me the niceties of political thuggery?
Rachel, you're not a stranger to using political weapons.
But then it was out in the open. We all knew the procedures. It was like fencing. We knew the etiquette. But this is different.
And you're scared.
No. Maybe. I'm not stupid. And I'm not a coward. But right now, I feel like a pawn in someone else's hands. And the frightening thing is, I don't know whose hands they are. I don't know if they're for me or against me. I don't know what they want from me. I don't know if they're going to hurt me or help me. The only thing I know is that I'm in this on my own. And perhaps that frightens me most of all.
There's one who searches you, who knows every part of you. He sees in the heart of you. Your dreams are his dreams are yours. You're born for such
What?
Well, all that stuff about having a destiny, a calling.
Hey, the only time I have a calling is when I've been down the pub, sunk about 8 pints, and I get this calling about 3 in the morning. Mind you, it's flipping cold by then, so I usually wait. Yeah.
Anyway, mate, you know them calling things? You got the wrong idea. It's for people who are really going somewhere, you know, they have, vacation. They have a vacation.
Hey, you mean vocation. Vacation is when people go on holiday.
Well, that's what I mean. Those with a vocation have a vacation, while the rest of us go down to Brighton for a couple of weeks.
It'd be nice to think it was true though, wouldn't it? You know, that we all had a destiny. You know, that we all had our part to play. That somehow we were all knit together into the great scheme of things.
My sister likes knitting. Yeah, there's a lot of that. The old knit one, purl one, wall forward. Yeah, I know all the the words. Yeah, there's a lot of that crochet stuff too.
Oh, yeah, the trouble with that is you need a nice flat lawn, don't you?
Well, it was just a thought, you know. Just a thought.
So the following 2 weeks are full. You might manage the next weekend out of town, but after that you are tied up with the Public Day celebrations. And I would suggest the Japanese tour could be fitted in sometime after the new session starts in October.
Maybe, but I don't want to be out of the country too soon after June the 10th, or for too long. People have got long memories, and in some cases firm loyalties.
Borrowed from the past.
It's hardly surprising. There are no obvious choices in government these days, Rachel, and the majority have neither the time nor the inclination to really explore the issues. Retreating into nostalgia becomes an easy option.
Easy? Easy for who?
Look, there's nothing wrong with strong government. In fact, this country wouldn't have survived the last 50 years without it. Once the monarchy were gone, we were left wide open to the sort of anarchy. It's destroyed most of Central Europe. You did read political history, didn't you?
Oh, I read the Gospel according to Norman Stone, if that's what you mean.
And in your humble opinion, his arguments are flawed.
I didn't say that. And I admit I'm not qualified to pass judgment on the work of a man like him, but you have to accept that history is always a matter of perspective.
Hardly an original statement, Rachel.
I'm not employed to make original statements anymore.
And you resent that?
Wouldn't you?
Yes, I think I would, but you're still at liberty to express your views in private.
And how would we define private? It seems to me there are no boundaries between public and private anymore. And as for me, the position of personal assistant is slightly anomalous, and an official partner is fine on paper, but you and I have yet to work it out in practice. I could wake up one morning and find I've become your official assistant and your personal partner.
It's not a problem that previous incumbents have found necessary to raise.
Incumbent is an interesting word. It's from the Latin to lie upon. You did read classics, didn't you, James?
All right, I will spell this out to you. As my official partner and personal assistant, you will be expected to prepare my weekly schedule and to accompany me in the performing of it. When I'm on duty, so are you. That is why you've been given accommodation here at the palace. May I assure you, Miss Rose, I've never felt it necessary to take advantage of my position. Our intercourse will be purely social. You've read Jane Austen, I take it.
Of course. I'm sorry.
On the contrary, I'm sorry that the finer details of your appointment were not made clear before you took it up. Talking of your accommodation here at the palace, if there is any improvement that you would like made, to make it more your own, then that would be acceptable.
No, I don't think that will be necessary.
You'll be spending a good deal of time here. perhaps you could see it as an opportunity to make an original statement. It was a joke, Tilk.
I'll remember to laugh next time.
And who said there would be a next time?
Touche. And you have a meeting in the Blue Room in 5 minutes.
I go, look how I go. You've read Shakespeare, I take it.
Now, I've been looking at your notes for the end of Act 1, and I agree with you in principle,
I
but...
knew you would. I was sure you would. It's so important that we get it right for her. She is the main character. So much depends on her.
Yes, but there's...
And her clothes must say everything. She has style and sophistication and high status, yes.
Now
but-
there's a band for you. Status quo. Even my mum's heard of status quo.
What better recommendation could any band have? The ultimate accolade, the pinnacle of success. Forget the Brittles, no kid his mum's heard of them.
As I was saying, we can't afford to play down who she is.
But we don't want anything flamboyant.
Flamboyant? You're talking here of style.
Yes, let's have a look at what the options are. Over here, you two. Over here. Go on. Hold that. It's bright.
What do you mean? It has presents.
Well, I wouldn't fancy finding it under my Christmas tree.
How about this?
Yeah, it's much better.
Shut up, Penny. What do you think?
Better in pink, I think.
But no, really, in pink it would be a total disaster. Whereas this,
Oh, I hadn't thought it was going to be this difficult.
oh, but it isn't difficult, my dear. Just leave it all to me. That's what I'm here for. I know exactly what will be best.
Gentlemen, if we could reconvene, please. I'm very concerned about the growing unease in our country, particularly in the southern and western regions. So far, these incidents have been localised on a small scale, so as far as the general public have been made aware, there is no threat to the stability of this government, and we must maintain that position. However, I'm also concerned that if these terrorist groups are failing to make an impact locally, it can be assumed that they will turn their attention to national targets. And whatever happens, we must make sure that nothing can shake the position of the Presidential Commission, or indeed of the Presidency itself. Therefore, I'm recommending that we institute the position of Vice President, such that if anything should happen, there would be automatic continuation of government. Furthermore, it would be imperative, in a state of emergency, that the Vice President have immediate access to whatever security provisions may be necessary. Therefore, I'm recommending that Charles take up the position of Vice President, and that is my recommendation to the Commission.
It does seem a necessary proposal given the current situation. But tell me, do you envisage Charles taking on any presidential duties other than those which would fall upon him, should you be unable to fulfil them?
At present, no.
Well, you say at present, but could you foresee a time when some of the constitutional authority held by the President would be vested into the Vice Presidency?
That is not the intention of the present time.
So the President, and only the President, would keep the casting vote, and as at present, the power to give, or indeed withhold assent to legislation.
That is correct. However, in a state of emergency, should the President be unable to take action because he is incapacitated or dead, then the Vice President would naturally assume that authority.
We can't afford to be in a position where no one holds ultimate authority, not even for a few hours.
And incidentally, the existence of a Vice President should in itself make the President less vulnerable, if only because there'd be less to be gained from an attempt on his life. Look at it this way. We are taking a straightforward decision to protect the President.
Well, do I take it then that you all agreed on the principle for a Vice Presidency? Yes. And that you are also in favour of my proposal that Charles take up the position with immediate effect on an informal basis? Daniel, I would ask you to make up the necessary legislation for this to go through the House.
That can, of course, be arranged, but may I remind you that all offices in this government are constitutionally based upon some form of representation. Ought we not to consider, therefore, the basis on which the Vice President is elected?
Election is an old-fashioned word, Daniel.
Well, I'm an old-fashioned man.
Gentlemen, Daniel is correct. The rights of the people remain, at least in principle, if not always in practice. I suggest, therefore, that you look for a representative procedure which would satisfy the principle. But in the end, Daniel, we have to make this work.
Of course.
Well, that's all I have, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. I believe we meet again on Thursday.
I can't help thinking, Daniel, that this business doesn't meet with your full approval.
It's not a personal objection I have, Charles.
I'm glad to hear you say that. You were born in the wrong century, Daniel. Your idealism is misplaced in this one.
Misunderstood, perhaps.
It's more than that. It's irrelevant. The man in the street only cares about one thing, his own comfort. He doesn't know what the issues are, even less does he have a view on them. Remember what Carlyle said of the population of England. 30 million, mostly fools.
Yes, well, more fool Carlyle for making such a silly judgment.
Yeah, more fool you for trying to bring your judgment in this case. You're not in the courtroom now, Daniel.
Then stop trying to convict me.
Of what?
Being human.
In this day and age, admitting that is tantamount to handing in your resignation. The human politician no longer exists. Your species is extinct.
Well, do forgive me for not dying.
Forgive me for not mourning.
This is not a personal issue. My job is to maintain a fragile constitution underpinning a fragile government, we have to be seen to be using the proper parliamentary procedures. We have to retain some degree of public credibility based upon some degree of public information. I'm only doing my job.
Just as long as you don't try to stop me doing mine. Is that clear?
I think you've said all you need to say.
I'm glad we understand each other. Good day.
Well, how did it go?
Oh, not bad.
Oh, Charles, don't tease me. How did it go?
It's pretty good.
Charles,
Well, it was great!
I'm very proud of you, you know.
You have worked just as hard as me for this.
Were people surprised, you think?
Well, some were. Of course, people like Peter and John have known what's been going on anyway, and James has consulted them on the invitations for their departments.
How do they feel about it?
Well, they're not over the moon. How do you think they feel? But they'll come round, if for no other reason than it will be in their interests to come round. As Vice President, I shall have some degree of influence on their future political careers. They'll come round.
So, why the long face?
Well, it's nothing. It's just something that Daniel said.
Daniel Rose? Oh, he's hardly a threat to you, is he?
No, not to me. More to himself, the poor bastard.
You know, you've nothing to fear from him.
No. I think I've made things quite clear to him.
He has very little influence and very little support. He's always been alone now, and that has to be to your advantage. Why, with your newly acquired powers, sure you can handle him. Well, so it's convenient to make better use of him somewhere else. After all, it's worked with others who've proved troublesome. James trusts your advice and respects your opinion.
Yeah, well, nevertheless, I'm going to have to watch Daniel. But, in the meantime, we can congratulate ourselves.
Yes. How shall we celebrate? Maybe a party?
Yeah, the party would be good. You do get a better idea of what people really think when they've had a few drinks inside them. Throw a party. You're good at that.
Well, you need a social hostess, not a wife.
Same thing, aren't they?
Thank you. I'll send you my invoice later.
Talking of which, a more public profile for me means that you'll be in the spotlight as well. I don't suppose you'll need much encouragement to buy whatever it is you think you might need.
No, none whatsoever. In fact, I have it in hand already.
It's a good feeling to get to where you want to be. I've worked hard for this.
Yes, we have.
The world is full of nobodies waiting for life to do them a favour. You'll still expect some fairy godmother to come along, wave a magic wand, and they'll all be happy ever after. And long may that continue to be the case. And while they're sitting on their backsides waiting for utopia, we'll grab what's here already. It's ours for the taking. Today, Vice President. Tomorrow, who knows?
There's nothing wrong with that. It's an option that is open to everyone.
But not everyone has realised it yet. So we take the advantage. We get ahead of the game, make ourselves indispensable. And who would even want to manage without us? got to give me a slice of the action. You got to cut me in on the deal. You got to amplify my job satisfaction. I want to be the one that turns your wheel. Why don't you let me help you make a decision? It's time you let me in on the act. I want the saddle there to action your vision. I want to turn your forecast into fact. Make me quite much to learn. Give time to the dream. Give me even half a chance to prove that looks
Daniel Rose, I got your note. What's the problem? Yes. What? They're going to try what? Oh no, this is nonsense. They'd never get anywhere near the grounds, not during the Republic Day celebrations. Yes. You're saying they've got inside help. So who else has been told about this? Right. Right. Yeah, well let's keep it that way, shall we? Discretion in this is going to be absolutely vital. Yes, I understand that. Yes, now let me get this clear. You're saying that the matter is under control, that this is an incident that will not take place. Right, as long as you're sure. Yes, I do have a vested interest now. A certain young lady will be a little too close for comfort on this occasion. Right, yeah, thanks for the information. Bye-bye.
Are you all right? You look a little shaken.
Oh, no, I'm fine, thanks.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes. Let's just say an old friend owed me one and, well, he's just paid up.
Well, as long as you're sure.
Yeah, I hope that's... Oh, yes. She'll be fine, won't she?
Which do you think?
I think your personal valet is better qualified than I am to give you an answer.
Yes, but he doesn't have your style, your flair, your...
Patience?
That either.
The blue one.
The blue one. Or do you think it's too conservative?
Why is it men can make huge decisions on matters that affect millions, but they can't decide what to wear?
Well, it's not significantly important to us, is it? Whereas for you women...
Oh, please.
And I thought political correctness was somewhat passé now. It's back to every man for himself.
Man being the operative word.
It was always going to be like that. Whilst childhood continues to be a natural process, women are going to come in with the odds stacked against them.
So, motherhood is a hindrance, but fatherhood isn't.
Well, I wouldn't know, personally.
Would you like to have known? Yourself?
It was never an option.
An option you never pursued, perhaps. Why?
That's a very personal question, Rachel.
I'm a very personal assistant.
Yes, by your definition.
Well?
A very persistent personal assistant is the bargain.
And that's wrong.
Persistence? No. It's admirable, if used in the right places.
It is known by the name of perseverance in a good cause and obstinacy in a bad one.
Something like that. Family life has never been something I've considered. As for a permanent relationship, well, it wouldn't survive the demands of this job, not if it's real. An arranged marriage, however, works perfectly because it operates the same both in public and private, from a sense of duty. Well, that's why the monarchy fell. They wanted to have both privilege and privacy. Well, you can't have both.
So, you don't expect or want to be a real person?
I don't allow myself the luxury of imagining a private life governed by my own desires.
But underneath the public figure, there's a real James Howard screaming to get out.
Well, I don't hear him.
Because you choose not to. But I can hear. Quite clearly.
Well, perhaps you'd be kind to tell the real James Howard to keep quiet. His shouting might annoy the president.
Or embarrassing.
The president does not get embarrassed.
Are you sure?
Positive. Point taken. I presume you were making a point and not a pass.
What a quaint expression. Don't worry, James. I won't spoil our arranged marriage by bringing real emotions into it. I'm quite happy to stick to the role that you've written for me.
have something for you.
What is it?
Open it and see.
James, it's beautiful. But how did you know?
Oh, why do you think I have so many staff? They've got nothing better to do with their time than dig up all the foibles of other members of staff. Actually, I saw it, and I liked it. And I remembered what you'd said about butterflies. So I thought I'd buy it for you.
Thank you. That's very kind.
You can see it as the presidential insignia. The Americans have the eagle, so we'll have the butterfly.
Doesn't quite have the same...
Wingspan? No, it might catch on.
Thank you, James. Thank you very much.
Ready in half an hour then?
I'll be ready.
job. But don't worry. I know it looks artificial up here, but once you're out there, it'll look quite natural. You know, it always amazes me how you can look out there and not see anyone. Perhaps there's no one there. Perhaps they all went home during the interval. Oh, that would be a shame. Anyway, all ready to go again, are you?
I wouldn't say that.
Not forgotten your lines?
No, It's just that they're very hard lines to say.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I can't help you there. I'll have to let you sort that one out for yourself.
Hello, Rachel. How are you today?
You sound like my friendly physician.
Dr. Brown. Yes, he's quite a character, isn't he? Patience before policy, James. People first. And he gets away with it. Not many would these days.
I think he really cares about you.
It's a long time since medicine was a caring profession. But I think you're right. I haven't had such a thorough check over since. I can't remember when.
And?
Oh, everything's fine. Some bruises, of course. Even the leanest and fittest security man is heavy when he falls on you. But you haven't answered my question. How are you?
I'm fine, too. Still slightly shocked, I think, but nothing a few days rest won't cure.
Good. Then it'll be back to work. There is a lot of work to be done, Rachel, but of course, I won't push you until you're quite ready.
You really are an amazing man. This is all in a day's work to you, isn't it? Get up, get shot at, carry on.
And what would you like me to do? Burst into tears, fall apart at the seams, and have a complete nervous breakdown while I'm at it?
No, but you must have felt something. Weren't you scared at all?
Probably. But I daren't indulge in that sort of emotion.
And what sort of emotion, if any, would you dare to indulge in? Doesn't it matter to you that we were both nearly killed? And that there's a man lying in hospital with a bullet in his arm that was meant for your head?
It's all right. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at being sympathetic.
I don't want your sympathy, James.
Then tell me what you do want.
I was so frightened. I thought you were dead. I hadn't realized. It doesn't matter.
Of course it matters.
Why? Why, James? Why does it matter to you what I'm trying to say?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Rachel. I'm concerned for you, that's all. I just need to know you're okay. I just need to know you're okay. I'm sorry.
So am I.
Obviously, the last few days have taken their toll. If, therefore, you wish to be released from your position, I would accept your request for a transfer. Does that help?
I think in the circumstances, that might be best for both of us.
Very well. In view of the gravity of this decision, I suggest we take no further steps to implement it until we've had a chance to consider.
Whatever you think.
That's agreed. My secretary will contact you at the end of the month. Until then, you're released from any official activities.
Thank you.
Rachel, I'd like to think that over the last few months you've become a good friend. Whatever happens, I hope that won't change.
Of course not.
to ourselves. We cannot afford for there to be even a hint of a leak to anyone. Have I made myself clear?
But it's a huge step.
Which is why discretion is paramount.
I cannot believe that at this stage we are seriously discussing this.
At this stage? At what stage would you consider seriously discussing this? The President came within an inch of his life. What will you wait for?
You don't need to remind me how close this was. Which is another thing. Our people knew there was something in the pipeline. Our information was that the whole thing had been squashed. So what went wrong?
Whose information? Exactly what information do you have, Daniel?
That's my business.
The point is, the attempt on the President's life has unsettled everyone and has opened the way for more terrorist activity unless it's cracked down now. By suspending the House and declaring a state of emergency, until order is restored, we should be able to avoid an escalation of violence.
Avoid an escalation of violence? Don't be so naive. That's exactly the sort of heavy-handed approach that makes matters worse. It provides an excuse for out-and-out civil war.
As usual, Daniel has managed very effectively to overstate his case. We all appreciate your loyalty to the old democratic system, Daniel. But we're not living in the 20th century now. Democracy has long since lost its teeth, and you are fighting a lost and irrelevant cause.
No. I accept the fact that in the last 50 years we have had to take more and more responsibility for government, but that doesn't mean things can't swing back the other way. By disbanding the House of Representatives...
Suspending the House, Daniel. We're talking about a temporary measure.
Temporary or permanent? That's not the point. The issue is, do we accept the principle of doing away with the one avenue left open to the people of this country to take part in government? Their right to vote for an elected representative.
Elected for what? To rubber stamp the decisions of the Presidential Commission.
Exactly.
That's all the House does. It's been like that for centuries. The elected representatives are simply the puppets. Who holds the strings? The political parties? The trades unions? The civil servants? Nothing's changed. The people of this country have never held any real power. That's always been in the hands of the elite. Marx wasn't far from the truth.
Nevertheless, as Daniel said, once we abandon the principle, suspend the principle, we're on a slippery road to totalitarianism.
Look, I would be the first to accept we do not consider this likely. It is a major step.
And which will have major repercussions.
Absolutely.
As yet there is no need to declare a state of emergency. Forgive me, James. I am not belittling the significance of the attempt on your life, but that in itself does not amount to a collapse of law and order. And only that should give us the grounds to even consider imposing the sort of measure we have before us today. If we act too quickly, we are in danger of provoking the sort of outrage that could lead to a bloodbath. In fact, we could bring about the very situation we think we are trying to prevent.
You're a sad, sentimental old fool, Daniel. Gentlemanly negotiation, along with gentle compromise, is dead and lying cold in its grave.
And so will the bodies of the innocent if we continue along this route.
And in the last century, the people of this country stomached the destruction of millions of innocent people in order to preserve the stability of their own lives.
This isn't right.
Don't you think they'll do the same thing now? Okay, we risk loss of life on a minor scale if we act now. But if we delay declaring this state of emergency, the risks are even higher. Anarchy will endanger far more lives than the measures that we are proposing. Tough action, the regrettable loss of some life and some degree of freedom, is a small price which the people of this country will gladly pay in order to preserve some semblance of normality.
No. This small price you are referring to is simply too high because it's unnecessary. We can hold this country together without robbing people of their basic right to have a voice. We have to do that. It's what we're here for. If we don't protect those basic rights,
and freedom, then who in heaven's name will?
where they get so carried away that they end up shouting at each other.
Well, look at the time. This should have been in ages ago.
Well, I tell you, my husband's not going to be too impressed if he suffers late again tonight. Don't keep whinging on about the time. Think of all the overtime we can claim. I hope they get these curtains fixed before tomorrow night. Coming off. I'm sure they were still arguing they were. I don't understand it, it's only a play.
What were they arguing about?
Oh, I don't know, but they were getting in a right state about it. Almost came to blows they did. Well, I don't know. There's nothing in the bins tonight. Must have been top secret. It's all gone in the shredder.
Well, I couldn't take a decision that affected the country's future. I'd rather curl up and die.
Here, did you see the Express yesterday and today? No. I mean, it's one thing using a gun in a play like this. Do you know someone actually did shoot a gun outside your major's house? Well, I'm not surprised. And all the decisions that he's been making lately, it's no wonder that somebody took a pot shot at him. Well, the only important decision I've got to make tonight, girls, is what I'm going to give the kids for tea. Come on, hurry up. We can't worry all about this serious stuff. No, well, that's just as well, really, innit? Because I'm quite happy being ordinary old me. Yeah.
just wait and see how things settle when James comes back.
It will be too late. The immediate pressure will have gone. People's memories are short. In a few weeks, the assassination attempt will be history. We have to maintain the momentum.
But there will be another time. If without your help, there will be others who will carry out terrorist activities.
Yes, and there will be the Daniels to step in with their pathetic moralising about democratic rights. There's nothing to be gained by waiting. I've made up my mind.
I really don't understand why you feel so threatened by Daniel.
Because this country is ungovernable except by strong leadership, and there won't be strong leadership while there are people like Daniel Rose appealing to people's sense of duty, of what's right, their vague, sentimental, meaningless fake morality. No, I've got nothing to fear from Daniel Rose, except everything that he stands for. Well, maybe he's a man whose time has come and gone. And it's up to me to draw a line under that part of our history, to bring to an end this little flirtation with our so-called better nature. And while we're about it, what do you think about it?
There's just no need for everything else.
And you are beginning to sound very boring. You've never worried before about our methods of getting what we want. You've enjoyed our successes, our triumphs. You've enjoyed the trappings that have gone with our eventful career.
Yes, I have. And at least you have the grace to recognise that without me, you wouldn't have achieved half of what you've done. You needed me to open the doors for you. And I gladly followed you through them. Now?
But what? Well, you're not going to follow me through this one. And then what are you going to do? Turn me in? Who to? You can't get to James. No one can get to James. I've made sure of that. For his own protection, of course. And in any case, before you have even half a chance to rock the boat, the deed will be done. The House will be suspended, my power as Vice President will be activated, and Daniel Rose will be dead! And you, being the woman that you are, you have decided that you've got more to gain through silence than you will lose through speaking.
You've gone mad.
Oh, that's a classic. Might even be true.
Please, Charles, don't do this. It's not necessary. We're all right as we are. We can wait for the next opportunity.
There will be no next opportunity if Daniel has his way!
We can handle him.
Yes, we can handle him, and I've already explained to you how we handle him, and I'm not going to wait for the next opportunity. I'm going to create it. We engineer the crisis, and then we step into the breach, and we become the heroes of this nation, and they'll adore us for it. And even if they don't, well, their blind panic will make them fear us. And that's all we need.
The price. The price is just too high.
For you, perhaps, but not for me. Not for me. Now, if you will excuse me, I have one or two phone calls to make. Why don't you run along to the hairdressers? I shall be seeing a lot of you in the press in the next few days. Don't let me keep you.
going. They've been wanting to push on with the next scene.
Cheer up, you lot. It's like a morgue up here. Hey, did you see the cricket at the weekend? No. Don't suppose you saw the cricket at the weekend either, did you?
I did.
Good, wasn't it?
Terrible. Terrible.
Well, it was actually. It was really disappointing the way England got out. Such a
Kenny! Shut up!
Sorry. Just trying to cheer everyone up. That's all.
Perhaps we don't want to be cheered up. I hate this part. I've always hated it. Like the very first rehearsal.
But why? What's wrong with it?
It's too close to home, that's why.
Eh?
Look, life made simple for you, Kenny. It's just not like that for all of us. It would be great if everything was spelt out in black and white, but it just doesn't happen like that.
Well then, if there are no simple answers, why bother asking the questions?
Oh, that's great, that is. On that basis, we'd all be living in caves and eating raw meat.
I'm sorry. Just thought we were meant to be light entertainment round here. That's all.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kenny, but maybe being funny just isn't that funny anymore.
Come on, you two. We've got work to do. Move that bench over there, please. It's in the wrong place, as usual.
You're an expert.
That's right.
He has enough contacts infiltrated into the various groups to do it. 24 hours of sustained violence up and down the country will give him the grounds he needs to declare, in the absence of the president, a state of emergency. The House will be suspended, troops brought onto the streets, habeas corpus frozen, all the opponents rounded up. The Presidential Commission will have full governing powers under the direct leadership of my husband. But that's not all. One of the main targets will be the Police Federation Conference at Brighton. Main speaker, Daniel Rose. He will make sure that no one comes out of that building alive.
He's gone mad.
Oh, it's very clever. I'll give him that.
What are we going to do?
We have to get to James before he leaves the country tomorrow. Once he's gone, it'll be too late.
It's impossible. Following the assassination attempt, and for his own protection, Charles has thrown a security net around the presidential suite that only a dozen or so have access through.
I still have access to my apartment.
The risk is too great. All presidential security staff have orders to shoot first. If any alarm goes, you'd be under fire immediately.
So what can we do?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I just don't know.
The new security measures, explain them to me.
As they always have been, palm print recognition plus ID. But in addition, everyone who has access to the presidential suite has a password which has been entered into the main system.
So, all we have to do is to find the right password.
And out of 30,000 words in the concise Oxford Dictionary, that shouldn't be too hard. You have no idea what password Charles would use?
No. And even if I did, we couldn't get in on the basis of palm print and ID. The only one who can get through on that basis is you, Rachel.
No, no, no! I'm not going to let you risk it.
Innocent people will die unless we do something. I have to get to James. There isn't anyone else.
Rachel. Okay. Okay. So, what we need is something that links your apartment to his office. Something that links you to him.
There is no reason why James should even set up a password for access from there.
Unless he wants to keep your access to him open.
I doubt that.
We have to believe it's a possibility. It's our only hope.
Passwords are usually personal. They have some personal significance. Think, Rachel. What might James have used? What are his interests? His heroes? What means something to him?
I don't know. It could be anything. Shakespeare, an Austen heroine. There's so much.
Yes, but think of something that holds special significance for both of you. Something that you joked about. Something that he said.
Yes. There is something. But if I'm wrong,
it's up to you, Rachel. You know what the risks are. It's up to you.
There's one who searches me, who knows every part of me. He sees in the heart my dreams are his dreams are not, like morning.
we'd moved into Euro currency or something.
It doesn't have the same kind of ring to it and ECU for your thoughts.
Well, they're probably not worth it anyway.
Did you realise the song was all about you?
Is that what it says in your script?
Not specifically, but it is about you, isn't it? The man who wouldn't make the commitment and ended up with nothing and no one.
And I thought musicals were supposed to have happy endings.
That depends on the characters and the script.
Do I have to stick to it?
To the script. Might confuse the others if you don't.
Well, they can change their parts as well.
What? Improvise, you mean?
Why not? It's been done before, you know, different ending every night.
She loves you, you know. Do you love her?
Yes. Is that the right thing to say?
What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to tell her.
Now?
Well, why not?
You don't know where she is.
She's staying at Daniel's.
You need to stay here.
I go away tomorrow. I need to see her before I go.
Please, stay here.
Miss my chance again? No. This time I'm going to do what I want to do, and not what you tell me.
That's your right.
Good.
Choosing our own ending is probably the biggest decision we'll ever make. Be careful, won't you?
When the die is cast, there can be no regretting. Oh, that we must now surrender, this is where we're standing, and we must stand by our decision. Now.
James.
Sorry to disappoint you, Rachel. James appears to have left for the evening. Most unlike him. Usually before he goes away he works or sleeps. Perhaps he's saying farewell to his closest friends.
But not to you, obviously.
James trusts me. He may not like me, but he trusts me. That's why I'm here. But you haven't explained why you're here, Rachel.
It's a personal matter.
I'm sure it can wait until James returns from Japan.
No. I'd rather see him before he goes. I've nothing else to do this evening, and I'm sure James has some interesting reading to occupy me. I'll wait.
Ah, yes. Shakespeare. My favourite was always Macbeth. And there's a speech where Macbeth says of Banquo, "There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar." Why does that sound so familiar? I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you. I'll leave you in peace until James returns. Of course, he may not be coming back tonight. He may be spending the evening elsewhere and going straight to the airport from there. That would be a shame.
I'll wait.
Must be important. Why don't you try his mobile?
It's a personal matter.
Oh, of course. You said.
Don't let me keep you from doing whatever it is that you're doing tonight.
Well, I'm virtually finished here anyway. We've really had to tighten security here, you know, Rachel. I must confess I'm surprised you made it this far. With things as they are, we can't afford to leave anything to chance. If there's the slightest risk of anything going wrong, we have to take action. It's rather heavy-handed, inevitably. And of course, quite prone to human error. Shooting on sight can lead to some unfortunate accidents.
Are you threatening me?
Why should I want to do that? What threat could an innocent caller like yourself possibly pose to the President? Or to me, for that matter? Unless, of course, you're not an innocent caller. Unless you have more to say to James than a fond farewell. You see, Rachel, I don't know why you're really here. And you obviously aren't going to tell me, it being a personal matter, as you said. But suppose your motives aren't innocent. Suppose you really are here to harm the President, to wreak some sort of revenge for having been suspended for a month. Or perhaps it's a lover's tiff. I assume you and James have become lovers. Most women find him hard to resist, apparently. That puts rather a different light on things. It might explain why you were desperate enough to try to enter his suite tonight. It might explain why the alarms were activated, and why security was swift to act, and why you did not survive to explain to everyone else just why you risked your life to see James tonight before he went away. Or maybe you were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm very sorry, Rachel. I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Let her go, Charles.
Oh, Daniel. Oh, Daniel!
What the hell have you been doing?
You don't understand. You never understood. It was the only way, James. It wasn't for me. It was never for me. Ask Hilary.